So the number one mistake people make when reaching out to people isn't their approach necessarily. It isn't messages, especially if they're personalized, but it's the media through which you actually reach out to people. They say cold email is dead in 2026. They say cold calling is dead, cold DMing is dead. You can't get people by doing cold outreach. Well, you can, and I'm going to tell you exactly how. And I'm going to share my experiences starting out as a full stack digital service agency owner. And I'm going to tell you exactly what worked, what didn't work, how you can fix it, and how you can fix it right now. First and foremost, the biggest mistake I see a lot of people actually making when starting out is, they got a website set up, they got a polished logo, they've got social media set up, they've got content on social media to some degree and everything. But when they're reaching out to other like business owners and such, they're not getting any replies. So not even a negative reply, someone saying, I'm not interested, thanks. No, they're either getting completely ghosted or left on delivered, so delivered or seen. Uh, that's demotivating. I know I'm speaking from experience because when I first started to do this cold outreach 4 years ago, I got just seen a lot. I got ghosted a lot, and that made the overall experience really demotivating. However, the simple and easy fix is instead of reaching out as an agency, reach out as a person. People value person to person contact more than they value an agency reaching out to them. If you can, just basically find business owners in your local area and either go to the business, try to speak with the owner face to face, or reach out from your personal social media or from your personal email. And one of the biggest things that helped me a lot was structuring the subject of a cold email like inquiry or question from, and then my town. If you're like in Michigan or Detroit or whatever, you're going to want to actually put the area you're in the subject line of the email you're reaching out with. That's what helped a lot. And what happened is I got a lot, and I really do mean a lot of replies, and most of them were semi-positive. I say semi-positive because those people didn't buy the service straight up, but they're like, okay, well, thank you for reaching out to us. We appreciate your message. We're gonna reach out once we're interested in going in that route and whatnot. And a lot of those previous outreach attempts translated into paying clients down the road. So even though you're spending like a week doing outreach and you're not getting any conversions, that's still going to translate into at least some clients down the road in the future. However, what helped a lot with this personal outreach method was also sending out free value. And you're actually taught this in a lot of courses, a lot of business communities and whatnot, and that's because it works. However, the path to getting the leads doesn't work, but that's something I'm going to touch up on another video. Right now, it's just simple outreach. Don't send templated messages, send personalized messages providing free value. In my case, I did a portion of the service. I was offering them for free. And I told them, hey, check this out. I did this, this, and this for you. Let me know what you think. I would also love to schedule a meet or a call to see how we can work together in the long run. And I know I had a dentist. It was a woman, a dentist specialist, and she told me, "Hey, I'm actually looking for this. Do you do this and this as well?" I said, "Yeah, I do this and this as well. Uh, Listen, I've got the first part of the offer here. You can check it out. You know, give me any comments you have, any good things or even bad things you want to say about the service I'm providing, especially now that I'm providing it for free." And she told me, okay, it's not what I imagined. I would change this to this and that to that. And I changed that, and I told her, hey, I fixed the things you weren't agreeing with. I really want to schedule a call or a meet now so we can actually talk more about the business venture, and partnership we're stepping into. She's, she was very, very happy with the free value I provided. And that ended up in a long-term partnership, business partnership. And also, free value doesn't necessarily have to be you providing like your service for free. If you can get someone uh, a job, or to do their work by you being the middleman, that's also free value. If you know someone that needs like plumbing done and you're reaching out to a plumber, you're going to start off the outreach message with, hey, I know this guy who needs this and this done, like plumbing services, whatever. uh, would you be willing to do that? And if we're talking about getting more clients into your business, I can provide this service, or I can do this or that, and I've already done this. So tell me what you think. He's gonna, of course, see the message and at least reply on the part about getting someone to, actually hire him for his work. And you're basically into the message thread then. Whereas the agency emails, even if you do that approach, if they see like an agency is reaching out to me asking if I can do this and this for some other person, I don't really trust that. And they're just going to leave that message, in their inbox, probably mark it as read without ever reading it. I also really leverage newly opened companies, not like sole proprietorships or small businesses, like newly opened companies that didn't have a website or any kind of visual identity or any online, social media or presence at all. I really leveraged that, and I got a lot of clients in the start by leveraging that. And that's because these people are always looking to get new ways to get clients in. And since I was a full stack, I mean, I still am a full stack digital service agency owner, and my agency does exactly that. They're still looking, they're still upgrading, and the best part is when they grow, my agency grows as well. So they have a starting capital they can put into these digital services, which then give them more capital, and then they can use more of the money they get from my services to pay for my services. So they're scaling up, I'm scaling up. And I wouldn't get these clients if I wasn't reaching out as a person. So person to person contact is the most important thing in starting out as a business. Once you get established, once people know about your agency, once you have enough projects, enough clients, you start running ads, Meta ads, Google ads, LinkedIn ads, or even Reddit ads if you're like a SaaS company. And that's all fine. And that's all of the glamorous stuff you see. People tell you, hey, I've got this company you've heard of, this and that. And you're like, yeah, I've heard of the company, but I never heard of the person. And that's because they were reaching out as a person in the beginning and scaled up to where the company is now bigger than their personality, let's say. And to get to that point, you need to start as a personality instead of an agency. And once you get enough work into the agency, then you can scale the agency to get the passive clients. While on the topic of passive clients, I also want to make a video showcasing that. So I'm going to be making a step-by-step guide on how to get passive clients once you have a sort of established agency. And this doesn't need to be like 10K per month agency. This can be like a couple $100 per month agency. But the passive outreach methods actually work. And these methods are something I want to show because I'm working B2B. And if I can get you people to scale your agencies, maybe we can work together. So all in all, if you're interested in getting that step-by-step templated guide, definitely like, share, comment, and subscribe so I know to actually post it in the near future. Other than that, just start, go, do the work, do the outreach, and see you in the next video.